And boom, looks like it's working now. Good morning, everyone. Welcome, Las Vegas. Coming to you tonight, actually, coming to you this morning from the fourth deck floor of the parking garage, the Virgin Casino. This is a much better view than what I had earlier this evening. Yes, it is like 2 in the morning. I've got about 2 hours before I need to get to the airport. Just wanted to come on and say hello, show you a little bit of Vegas here. So I was hunkered down over there at the Silver Casino parking garage, and I was getting a little hungry. It's called the Kitchen, and so I had an omelet, pretty good omelet. It was good coffee, so that should keep me going here. My flight, it's like 2 in the morning right now. My flight starts at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I've got a couple of hours to kill here. What a good place to do that. Definitely shouldn't have a problem finding something to do, right? But my plans, I did a live stream earlier tonight, but I decided to delete it just because, I don't know, I didn't like it, and some things I had shared, I don't know if I publicly want to have them out there in the open. I'm sure you guys can understand that. I had plans to park the Dodge, and that they pretty much blew up, so I had to make some different plans, and I ended up just booking some parking reservation at the Harry Reid International Airport. So I'll be parking good old second gen Holy Grail over at the airport with the rest of the prized possessions of Las Vegas. So yeah, parking check, food check. Definitely got a good stomach of food. So now it's just going to be about the crawl to the airport and going through security. I see a few people watching, like 3 of you on. This is from the 4th floor of the Virgin Casino, the parking garage. You know, it's a pretty quiet night for a Thursday night. Not too much action going on. This very full. This is the 4th floor, so sparsely filled. And so, yeah, I'm basically leaving town for a couple of weeks, going up to Seattle to spend the Christmas holiday with my family. This is something that I haven't, last couple of years, it's been a couple of years since I've spent Christmas with my family, so it'll be good to get back together with them. But I haven't been on an airplane since 2012, which is crazy. Last time I went on a plane, I took a flight from Seattle all the way to Orlando, Florida. Long time ago. But it's a nice night, hardly any wind. Just a cool, it's cooling down a little bit. It's probably in the upper 50s right now. Look at that huge ball over there. That is insane. It is so huge. That's amazing. There we go. It's connected. I don't think I've ever done a live stream this early in the morning. Maybe I should start a new trend. Start doing live streams early in the morning. Might be a new thing, Might be something trend setting. All the lights in the sky. Let's see. So my morning began in Fort Mojave, Arizona. I dropped my trailer off into storage, and then made the drive up to Vegas this afternoon. Not much going on this hour of the morning. It's quiet. Not a lot of people in the casino. I figured there would be more people. I'm carrying on 2 carry-ons on the plane, flying Southwest Airlines. I don't think I've ever flown Southwest. Have you guys ever flown Southwest before? They're supposed to be pretty good. I've got my backpack and a suitcase, and my suitcase is sized enough to fit in the upper compartment, So that's good. I won't have to check any bags. It's expensive to park at the airport, but when you factor in like Uber fares or Lyft fares, it doesn't come out to be that. It's not that bad, and you have a safe, secure place to park, which is nice. I don't have my truck insured to the hilt, so I'm making up for that for paying for secured parking. One of the advantages of owning an older paid-for vehicle. You know, buy the proper amount of protection when you need it. Man, this town is dead tonight. It is early morning, Dalton. Everybody's sleeping. Except for my viewers. You guys are up. Don't be bashful. You can leave a comment if you want. I'm not going to bite. This thing is buffered a couple of times, but it seems to be working good now because I stopped moving it around. I'm using my hotspot. It's sitting on my dash over here, so apologize for that. How are you guys doing this morning? I was expecting to have to pay for parking, but there are still some free parking garages, which is nice. Not that I wouldn't mind paying for parking, but it is nice though that you can still, drive up to a casino and park your car in these parking garages. Plenty of room. What does a guy do this early in the morning? You can eat, you can gamble, you could engage in some adult entertainment. Yeah, you could do a lot of things. I'm looking forward to coming back when the Hard Rock Casino it's going to be where the Mirage used to be. So I'm looking forward to checking that place out when I don't think it's open. Maybe it's open. No, it's not. Is it open? I don't think it's open. I don't know. I have to look that up. I think it's in construction right now. But if that place was open, I would be going over there right now. What we got? We got enjoy a nice walk. Poker King. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just up here cruising the parking garage of the Virgin. But thanks for chiming in. Are you Las Vegas local? First time I ever came to Las Vegas was back in 2004. And no, wait a second. Was it 2004? Yeah, it was 2004. and I was going to a seminar, which ended up turning into multiple seminars. But I think the very first seminar that I ever attended here was Marshall Silver, the hypnotist Marshall Silver, at the Turning Point back in 2004 at the Tuscany. And that was my first time ever coming to Vegas. And I remember my first time coming here, and I was just blown away at the infrastructure and the sidewalks and the strip, and just like how everybody is their first time going to Vegas. So that was my first time, and then I had many consecutive trips after that. I went to a bunch of T. Harv Eker seminars. He had one. They were doing one called Millionaire School. That one was at the Flamingo. That was also 2004. And then I also attended some real estate seminars. I did many over at the Tuscany. Did a lot of seminars in this town back in the mid 2000s. San Diego local, okay. Mainly I support the Tribe casinos in San Diego. Okay, cool. I love San Diego. I had thoughts of moving to Vegas in the future. Nice. Yeah, I absolutely love San Diego. I've always said that I think if I could afford it, I would love to live. I love San Diego, and I also love Alpine, California. I love that area a lot. But yep, no, I totally love San Diego. If you want to go out to eat, like that is the place to go. San Diego. Like, forget Vegas, man. Just go to San Diego for real. Like the food, I will never forget. I went out with a friend of mine in the winter of 2016 in San Diego, and we went to multiple restaurants and multiple places to eat. And that, I mean, you can eat so good in that town. Absolutely love San Diego. But yeah, so that was kind of my introduction to Las Vegas, and I'm originally from the Northwest. Washington State is where I'm from, where I grew up, and then I moved to Oregon. Was in Oregon for about five years, and now I'm kind of south now. My interests seem to be more in the desert now than in the Northwest or on the coast. So I'm just I've been actually living the desert life for the past year. I spent my first summer in the desert. This past summer, I spent it in St. George, Utah, and got to kind of, go through a summer. But the summers in St. George are not as extreme as the summers here are in Vegas or Phoenix. In St. George, it'll get up to like 108, 110 for a couple of days, and then it will gradually, it won't stay there, and it generally kind of cools down at night. But anyways, yeah, that's my short story. San Diego is costly. Yes. San Diego is costly, but I mean, the way I look at it, or the way I see it, I mean, there's a price to pay for everything, and it's like, if you want to live in an amazing place, it's going to cost you, because everybody wants to, everybody wants to live there, so it's natural the cost is going to be going up. But yeah, San Diego is amazing. But love the Southwest desert. Yeah, I do too. I've had some thoughts about maybe going to Florida and just trying out Florida, trying living in Florida. But I don't know. I mean, I'm I'm a real like I love the desert and I love Nevada because Nevada is just I absolutely love Nevada because you can go, within a short drive, a half an hour, you can be out in the wild desert and do whatever you want to do. You can kind of escape the big city in a short amount of time, and that's one of the reasons why I love the desert. And then I'm also I'm big time, into off-roading, dirt bikes, ATVs, motorcycles, mountain biking, all of that stuff. So the desert is just it's the best, it really is. And and I also I have a more of an appreciation now for the desert because of just freedom. There's if you like freedom, I don't know of any other place where there's more freedom than the desert. The wide open desert, wide open spaces, and there's a lot to do in the desert. You've got geology. I've kind of taken on an interest in geology. There's a lot of cool geological stuff. I've been following a gal. She's got a YouTube channel called Let's Go Geo, Heather, and she puts out some really awesome content of the geological, the geological environment and aspect of the desert. She's in California, Nevada, Utah. She's been up actually in the Northwest too, discovering some volcanoes and covering some of that content. But yeah, I mean, there's just so much. There's so much to see and do. But yeah, I love Nevada. There's a lot of cool towns, and but the summers are brutal, and you definitely pay a price. If you're going to live in the desert year round, you will pay a price in the summertime to enjoy, the 8 months of like perfect, nice weather. It's not perfect. It gets windy. That's the only bad part, or the only kind of sucky part in the wintertime in the desert is the wind, in my humble opinion. There are no bugs. There is no humidity. There is no tornadoes. There's no hurricanes. So Moab, you've been to Moab a couple times. Yeah, I have. I haven't been to Moab. I went to Sedona this past spring. I went to Sedona for a couple of days. Beautiful, beautiful in Sedona. I was really surprised with Sedona. Kind of actually, I was shocked when I went to Sedona actually, because it is so unique to Arizona, and it looks like it doesn't look like anything else in Arizona. But Arizona has many different micro, what do you call it? Micro, in environments. I mean, you can go to Flagstaff and have pine trees. I mean, you can go to the barren desert. So I mean, Arizona has a lot of different microclimates, I guess you would maybe call it. But yeah, Sedona was beautiful. Very very touristy. But I guess you can definitely get out though in the wild and do a lot of cool stuff. Hiking, mountain biking. Sedona, not a town for me, but I love Flagstaff. Yeah, Flagstaff is a cool town too. Like it's. I was up in Flagstaff earlier. Earlier this summer. Prior to summer, before I went up to St. George, I spent a little bit of time at Flagstaff. Yeah, Flagstaff is a cool town. It's pretty laid back, and it's pretty pretty chill. And I definitely like Flagstaff. But I don't know if I could do with the snow up there in the wintertime. I'm too much of a pansy ass, I think, when it comes to the snow. So, but that's the best part about Arizona, because you can, in the summertime, you can go up to the Mongolian Rim, and then in the wintertime you just go back down to the desert. Go back down to Quartzsite. So you liked Vegas too? The city is great, close by, and there's a lot of geology. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I've spent. I was considering moving to Phoenix. I was also considering moving to Vegas, and I mean, between Phoenix and Vegas, I mean, personally, I like Vegas more than I like Phoenix. I've spent considerable amount of time in Phoenix. I mean, they're just kind of they're different cities. They're desert cities, but Phoenix is just mass sprawled out, and that's my number one complaint I have about Phoenix. And it's just what it is. I mean, Phoenix is just a massive city, and not as massive as Las Vegas in comparison. But I like Las Vegas because trying to go from one end of the city to the other, it's totally doable. Much more so than Phoenix is. And I don't know, personally, I like the outdoor activities outside of Las Vegas in comparison to Phoenix. And I don't know, to me, it just, Las Vegas kind of gets a little bit more of a win there. And then you've got Lake Mead. I mean, beautiful lake to do water stuff, boating. Valley of Fire. Yeah, I went to the Valley of Fire when I came down this past summer. I went back up to Oregon, and then I ended up driving back down to the desert, and I drove through the Valley of Fire State Park. And yeah, I got to see some of the sheep, the ram horn sheep in the park. That was really cool. Actually, I got a picture. One of them was went to the dump station to dump my tanks, and one of them came up within walking proximity to where I was standing, and was just eating some of the vegetation. So yeah, Valley of Fire is pretty cool. They definitely, I think, great place to go for the day. They had some awesome hiking and picnicking areas to go. Yeah. If you're thinking of dragging an RV through there, though, or maybe a fifth wheel or a big trailer, I don't know. It gets a little nutso, a little crazy in there. Did you move there on vacation? No, I haven't. I've been playing Nomad this past year, living in my toy hauler, and so I've been nomading. I don't really have a permanent, place where I reside. I domicile out of Washington State presently. Microenvironments. Yes, thank you. That would be the correct terminology. So cool. Love the different areas in Arizona and Utah. Yes. Oh yeah. I mean Utah is there. I mean every one of these states is just, it's unique in its own right. Every state is unique in its own right. That's the amazing part about the United States. But yeah, Utah. There's a crazy amount of things to do there, and just kind of really depends on what your taste is and what you're into. Utah is kind of its own universe, like the way they do things there. So, but I love the polarity. Personally, I love the polarity between Utah and Nevada. It's kind of like whatever, is going on in Utah is probably not going on here in Nevada, and whatever's, vice versa, right? So I don't know. It's just a cool polarity after spending some time in each state or what have you. Did you wake up? Yeah, I'm awake now. I just had 2 cups of coffee over here at the kitchen. I started having my breakfast at 2 o'clock this morning. So I've got 2 cups of coffee in me. Really good coffee, by the way. Not a bad breakfast. Um, it was a $30, breakfast. But that's about typical what you're going to pay here at the large properties for a meal. It was, a decent meal. Had a white Christmas in Sedona, was amazing. Cool. Yeah, that would be a nice place to be in Christmas time, I think. And you're up in Canada. I hope you're staying cozy and warm somewhere up there. Enduring 9 months of winter and hate it. Yeah, well, I mean, if you really do hate it, I would really give snowbirding a try. You just might like it. I want to warn you though, if you do try it, you may never want to go back. And I know that's not trying to toot my own horn, but for myself, I have decided that I love snowbirding. Like that's a lifestyle that like works for me. And so now I'm just, trying to figure out how to make it work, because it truly is awesome when you can spend half the year in a place where the weather is great and the other half of the year where the weather is great, and you just sort of eliminate a lot of problems when you snowbird, if you're doing it right. And there's a lot of anyways, yeah, give my advice would be to give snowbirding a try to see if you like it or not. I have a few Canadian friends though that snowbird, and they snowbird. They get out of the winter. They get out of the snow up there. The first trip to the Valley of Fire was great. We came out of tons of snow on the way down and stopped in a place called Mopa Valley. Yeah, Mopa Valley. I drove through Mopa Valley on my way back down south, a little small community. The one thing that was a real problem in that area was water, like potable water. And the only place that I found some potable water was at the Valley of Fire State Park. But Mopa Valley didn't have any water, like, potable water for your RV or whatever. Just, it doesn't have to be an RV. I mean, just potable water, right? To bathe and, do dishes and that sort of thing. There just wasn't any good potable water source in that area, which I know that there are some, if you go, I think, kind of more down towards Lake Mead, there are some, there's a state park and there's a couple of parks that have the water, but privately, there was no privately owned potable water. None of the RV parks were, giving it or anything. So the weather was so amazing, it was a shock almost. Yeah, I bet. We washed the car, ate, cleaned up a bit, and it was so great. It was so great to get out of the cold and the snow. Amazing experience. Yeah. I'll never forget the first time that I came down to the desert that would have been the winter of 2016. And it was quite a push, like I had to get out of my comfort zone and everything. But my first time coming down to the desert in the being down here in January, and I'm from the Pacific Northwest, so it's in the Pacific Northwest, probably just like Canada in the wintertime. It's rainy, it's cloudy, it's depressing, it's miserable. And being down here, it was just being in the light, and the sun and the light. And that was like a total game changer for me. Like night and day, never go back. Like this is the way, this is the only way. So yeah, it's I really, really am a big advocate for snowbirding. And don't wait till you're 65. Try to do it when you're a lot younger than that age. So we go to the Southwest a little bit. We don't get much time to do it once a year for a couple of weeks, only unfortunately. Well, yeah, a couple of weeks is better than nothing, I suppose. I'm in Utah. I want to move soon to Vegas, January, February. Oh, okay. What part of Utah are you living right now? Vegas has those ride outs too, where 500 or so bicycles ride the streets of Vegas twice a week. So anyone, so awesome. I would love to go to those. Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah, it's really cool when communities do things that you love to do, and I know that's, to me, such a big part of your life is trying to find a community that resonates with you and your spirit, your being, and the things you love to do. And speaking of that, there's a series that I absolutely love. That there's a guy by the name of Briggs on YouTube. He's got a YouTube channel called World According to Briggs, and he's been doing these series of he's calling it Finding Your America. Finding Your America. I absolutely love it. I'm a little bit jealous because I wish I could have coined the phrase. But I mean, and that's one of the things that if you ever give becoming a nomad a shot, which to me, a nomad is just somebody that just travels around, doesn't really have maybe a permanent residence for a while, and they just kind of trip around and go and kind of take the what I call the Wayne Dyer approach, which is, just living with a sense of curiosity. Well, what's going on over there? What are those people doing? And, how do they live? And kind of busting down all these stereotypes that people say about everywhere. They got a stereotype for people that live in the South. They have a stereotype for people that live in California. They got a stereotype for people in the Northwest. They got one for people in Montana. There's stereotypes all over the place. But Finding Your America, okay, is I think that should be everybody's goal and mission in their life as Americans, is to find your America. Spend some time, go travel, and just go see what places are like. Anyways, that's my rant on my little soapbox here in the early hours of the morning. Mill Creek. I don't know where that's at, but yeah, finding your America. I can tell you that's probably the biggest mission. That's been one of my missions. I'm just very curious. I'm curious to try living in different places. Another good YouTube channel that I really like is a guy by the name of Peter Santinello. Peter Santinello. Go check out some of his content. This guy, totally unbiased. He just goes out and interviews people that live in these communities, lives in these areas. And it's kind of fascinating, some of the things that he, some of the information, that he some of the content that he provides. Really good stuff. But he's definitely kind of inspired me to, just go and, live in other places, for a while and see what it's like. But I will say that, I don't know, I have played the game in my head of, well, if I could settle down, where would I settle down, And it's like, honestly, it's the snowbirding, when you're a snowbird. So like you just move, with the seasons. But I've been fighting this game in my head, and I still haven't really come up with a place that I would like to just, I don't know, permanently be, I guess. I like to move. I like to move around, and so I just got to figure out how to make it sustainable and profitable, and make it so that it makes sense. And I'm getting closer. I'm on the right path. Anyways, I hope you are all on your own right path as well. Okay, so that's why I'm doing these videos. I'm trying to get the message out there. It's not about me. It's about you guys. So hopefully I can inspire some people to, want to make some different choices in their life if they want to. I don't preach anything. I don't really force anything. I don't have any narratives to sell, other than just to question your own narrative, question the world's narrative. Okay, I mean, just create your own narrative. Create your own stinking narrative, for crying out loud. Yes, there are tons of vids on Utah and Arizona, and I torture myself all the time watching those. I love the Vermilion Cliffs National Monument. I haven't been there. There are endless even vids on that place. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can go crazy. With if you're into geology, you can really go crazy around here. There's a lot of cool stuff to see. Utah by downtown. Okay, maybe Salt Lake area, huh? We rented a Jeep and went out to VCNM and drove the White Pocket. A couple of the places we hiked into Buckskin Gulch, also awesome place. Cool. I didn't go there. I didn't go to Buckskin Gulch. I got to go back out there again to the Valley of Fire. It was just absolutely beautiful. And I also wanted to kind of go down more by Lake Mead and be a little bit closer to the water. So it's totally doable. You have to be single and I am leaving the girlfriend. Okay, well, do whatever you got to do, man. You only live once. You only live once. I have a God and I am Gemini. I love different jobs. All right, good. Yeah. Well, good, man. There is a lot of work, a lot of little jobs you can do, a lot of little summer jobs you can do. But I think the experience is priceless. You can't, you won't be able to put a price on the experience. So I know I value all of the experiences that I've had, and they've definitely helped me grow as a person. And I think more importantly, it's helped me kind of break down my beliefs and my biases about everything, everything, And so those self-limiting beliefs that we have, about everything that stop us from doing stuff. And then fear is the other part too. Fear, what is fear? It's false evidence appearing real. So it could be debatable that, does even fear exist? I think fear is something that we learned. We biked all the way to the Cobra Arch. Okay. Have you drove through Escalante and Capitol Reef areas? No, I have not. Yes, freedom is good. Although, freedom isn't free. The old saying, freedom isn't free. There's a price to pay for everything in your life. There's a price to pay. There's a price to pay. There is a price to pay for it all. So I guess the old saying, you have to decide what that price is and then get busy paying it. I think it was Brian Tracy that I learned that quote from many years ago. If there's something you want in life, figure out what it costs and get busy paying the price to achieve it. Yes, easier said than done. We drove to Arizona through Escalante and down to Winslow. It was so fun. Nice. I have not been over in that part of Arizona. I have not traveled or experienced that part of Arizona. The Mogollon. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Yeah, I'm totally destroying that. Yeah, this past summer I did a big kind of circle. Don't ask me why. I went to Texas. I went over to Texas, and then I ended up going north and doing a big circle and coming back through New Mexico, and I ended up over there near Winslow this past summer. Really windy up there, though. Windy, very windy up there in Flagstaff and that area. That's it. I know I'm still mispronouncing it. The G is obviously silent. Yeah. Yeah, the rim. Uh-huh. I can't spell it, yeah. Arizona has a lot of words like that. I guess it would be Native American ties. Yeah. Winslow, a great little town. Yeah, I haven't. No, I didn't go to Winslow. That's one of the troubles when you have as large of a rig as I have. A big trailer, it's not the best vehicle for sightseeing and tripping around. It's just not. But I didn't buy it for that. I bought it. I bought it to just have a big rig to live in and have all my stuff with me. And typically when I camp out in the desert, I don't move around much. I find a place I like to park and I just stay there. I stay put all winter, mostly. But yeah, it would help if you had a smaller, a smaller rig. A van would be ideal. Truck camper, or a car, or a minivan, or a motorcycle, or a pickup truck with a topper on the back. Yeah, that's a funny word. Yeah, it is. Mogollon, the Mogollon rim, something like that. What's his name? Jeff from living in Arizona Now YouTube channel. I think his name is Jeff. He's really good at all the names because he's an Arizona native, so he doesn't butcher the names of all of the towns and the areas in Arizona. Do you play blackjack, or are you going to Fremont Street today? No, I do not play blackjack. I'm not a gambler. I am down with all the entertainment. I'm down with music, down with having a good time. I do like Fremont Street a lot. It's just a fun place to go and just chill and hang out and be around people, And but no, this trip I will not be going down to Fremont Street. Parking is kind of it's kind of a pain in the butt around those areas, just parking in general, I think over there, you kind of, I think, have to find a place to park and then, kind of walk from that standpoint. Getting way off track there. The Mogollon Rim runs alongside Sedona as well as, and yeah, there are a bunch of trees there. Yeah. Yes. We got an SUV and a large tent. That's cool. Yeah, tenting is good too. Just anything that you can, whatever you can grab, and something quick and easy to set up, and a tent that will be able to sustain wind. That's important in the desert because there will be days when it will be very windy. What's a decent hooker cost? I don't know. I have never rented a hooker in Las Vegas. I wouldn't be able to come up with an answer for you on there. But they are available. If that suits your fancy. Couldn't come up with any numbers for you though. My guess would be probably start at $1,000 and go up from there. We just upgraded our tent from a small dome tent to one we can walk in. I just got some cots in. It's quite nice that way now. I'd like to have a camper on a truck though. Time next life. Yeah. Well, just enjoy and appreciate the simple things in life. That's what I have to say from owning big stuff and luxurious RVs. That's what they are. It's luxury, whatever. It's all luxury. It's not like absolutely necessary. You need it, must have. No, it's not. This stuff is all luxuries. So enjoy the simple life and enjoy your cots and enjoy your tents and but comfort is nice. Comfort is nice. Comfort is nice. Define decent. What are we talking about? You guys talking about hookers still, huh? I think you might want to move on to a different topic, Brian. Or maybe I'm talking about something else. Getting 140 to 150, huh? So it's got lots of tie downs. Yeah, that's important. That's really important. I have a couple of tents. Actually, I've got a tent in the back of my truck right now for kind of more of an emergency or, bug out if I needed a place to sleep for the night. I need to get a different foam pad though. I don't like I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the inflatable air mattresses. It just seems like they're just a problem waiting to happen, with getting a puncture or so. I guess a good thick foam pad, sleeping pad, is a good way to go. Big enough to hang artwork in it too. All right. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I do see people in the desert with tents. A lot of people in the long-term visitor areas, LTVA, like in Quartzsite and Senator's Wash. A lot of folks out there, they set up tents. They've got some really nice canvas tents. I know Cheap RV Living has done, interviews with people with tents and everything. So yeah, that works too. That's a great way to go too. You don't need a luxurious RV to go camping in the desert. So at least from my opinion, but I'm a bit of a Spartan, so I can do without if I need to. Mountain biking and camping comfortably is the best life. It's definitely a good one. If you're kind of tired and you're fed up with life in the Matrix and all of the the demands and status symbols or whatever, if you get kind of tired of it, just go camping for a while. You may just never come back. Because I think about like our ancestors, what did our ancestors do? Well, our ancestors, they were largely we have money today. They didn't have money. But they were out gathering resources, gathering food, gathering shelter, and defending what they had from other human beings that wanted to steal their stuff and conquer them and all that kind of stuff, right? I mean, that was what they did back in the day. But okay, Dalton, what am I talking about now? I don't want to go down a rabbit hole right now. Coffee can make me do that. I don't want to go down the Matrix rabbit hole. Hey, you know, if it wasn't, I wouldn't be here right now. I'm not like anti, you know, I'm not anti anything. Like I just like, yeah, I'm a big one on awareness. You got to really be aware in life. Awareness is key. You just got to be aware of what's going on, and then just navigate within all of that stuff to how, you know, your life is how it's gonna work for you. Okay, that's my short version on my personal opinion, which doesn't mean much. But no, if it wasn't for the Matrix, I wouldn't be here right now. So I'm not like, you know, but if you're not, the Matrix is like a vortex. It has the ability to suck you up and consume your life, and just be careful, you know, just be aware and make good choices and good decisions. Okay. I'm off that. And those are just my opinions. Doesn't mean that they're right. Doesn't mean they're wrong either. In Moab, we would go down to the Colorado River for a bath. We didn't feel like paying for a shower, and it worked out great. Nice. Yeah, I really want to go to Moab. I probably should have spent this past summer in Moab, because I could have gotten a job driving truck probably up there or something. But I just ended up being in St. George, which they had a Costco nearby, which was great. I was able to buy those pistachio nuts, the Kirkland brand pistachio nuts. You can't get them anywhere else but Costco. What is the best generator? I'll just say the one that I use. It's a Honda 2000i generator. You can pick them up secondhand for I see them going for as much as $500. There are, you know, a couple little issues. I made a video a couple months ago about a couple of solutions to some problems that I came up with mine, but that's a great little generator if you're looking for a supportable generator, 2000 watts. And, you know, I mean, like I said, you can, a lot of them come up for sale on Facebook, on Marketplace for less than $1,000. And I've been very, very happy with mine. I don't see anything wrong with, you know, the Yamahas are also good. I wouldn't be opposed to Harbor Freight, the Predator. You know, I mean, excuse me, you know, like most things in life, you get what you pay for. So if you want quality, it's gonna cost you a little bit more. So, but Harbor Freight, you know, they're not the worst China knockoff copycats out there. They have a pretty good, I think, you know, vetting process, and they, I think they're good. I wouldn't be opposed to having one, but I'm kind of more, I'm getting even more and more into buying secondhand stuff on Marketplace, because we're having an epidemic right now in parts, and we're having an epidemic in a lot of things right now. There's just a lot of junk floating around that's brand new, and it's just junk. It's just not well made. You're better off buying, you know, something of good quality secondhand. That's just my opinion. And you're going to save money. You're going to not pay as much taxes. That's probably way long of an answer. I wouldn't want to live in a tent, but as far as holidays go, our tent is working very nicely. Good. Yeah, there's some really nice tents out there. And, you know, I mean, there are some really good tents, and I mean, canvas tents and stuff, and heavy duty poles, and those things will withstand a heavy windstorm. you know, and then, get yourself a good lithium battery, a 100 amp hour, 200 amp hour, or better yet, just buy a ready to go, turn the key, portable solar generator, and you're done. You put that in your tent, you get your little DC fridge, and a couple of fold up solar panels or whatever, and you're good. You're good to go. A lot of options. It's literally endless today. As you guys probably know, it's endless today. The things you can, all the gadgets and things that they have today. It blows my mind when I look at stuff now. It just blows my mind. But there's also a lot of garbage out there too, so you have to be careful of what you're buying. What were you talking about? The Matrix. What is a Matrix? Okay. You'll have to Google that one. It's The Matrix was a movie that was produced in 1999, I believe, and it was kind of the metaphor for this system that we live in. It was a metaphor for the system that we live in, and we live in a matrix, the red pill, the blue pill kind of thing. I'll let you research it more in depth, but that's what the Matrix is in reference to. Yep, we had some pretty heavy duty tents. Cool. Oil stoves, yeah, that's the ticket. Is a wood stove. That's the other really nice setup that you can do very inexpensively with a tent is a wood stove, and you could cook on that wood stove as well. But if you're going to do it in the desert, you just got to have a good firewood source or whatever, firewood source or what have you. But you're really not going to. The coldest time of the day is just in the early mornings, and it starts to really warm up down here like around 10 o'clock in the morning when the sun comes out. Oil heaters, I should stay. The movie, yeah, the movie. I've always wanted to winter camp in a tent, the wood stove, just to see what that would be like. Only once, yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think it would be. I used to camp when I was in my early 20s with an older gentleman that had a tent and a wood stove, and that was kind of my first introduction to a wood stove inside of a canvas tent. Not during big snow events, but I tell you what, it was toasty warm inside that tent. And yeah, I watch people on YouTube that do it in the winter, in the snow, and in those environments. And yeah, it's it looks like it's a full-time job, just harvesting, well, not harvesting, but wood, supplying wood, rotating, and having a good stock of wood. That's going to be your lifeline in a cold environment like that. So you better make sure you got plenty of dry wood, and then you gotta stoke the stove so it doesn't go out. But I don't know. It doesn't sound like a bad life to me. I always think about Dick Pernicke, up there in the Alaskan wilderness for 20 some odd years, probably longer than that. He was up there in his cabin in the wintertime, just living his life and doing whatever he had to do to survive, and probably loving every minute of it. I sometimes fantasize about doing that, but man, you got to have some skills under your belt. You got to really have some skills. You got to know how to hunt, and you got to be more than dedicated to work because every season you're going to be working your ass off to prepare for the next season, right? And that's what our ancestors did, you know. They weren't sitting on their ass doing YouTube videos that we're doing right now. They were out busting their ass, you know, hunting, fishing, storing food, you know, whatever they could do. But we have it so easy today, you know. Oh, do we have it easy? Oh my God, like it's ridiculous how easy that we have it today. Yep. Yeah, that's the other thing too. You got to be, you know, you got all the other animals. You know, they're trying to get into your food, and yeah, it's, you know, survival of the fittest. That's for sure. Survival of the fittest. Yep. Yes, we got it way easier than our ancestors. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we do. I mean, although, you know, okay, we're what do I want to say on this one? No, I mean, we live in a different system today. You know, we live in this, you know, financial system, you know, and everything is financialized, you know, and and it's just a different system that we live under. And you know, we still have challenges within that system that we live in, you know, inflation and all this stuff, like um but there still is um plenty of ways to win and be smart, but it requires you to think and to plan and to take action. And our ancestors too, you know, they didn't live as long as we live today. The thing that I've become aware of, and I'm going to give a shout out to the Uneducated Economist YouTube channel, uh, gentleman up there in Astoria, Oregon, and he talks a lot about luxuries, you know, luxuries, and that's one of the reasons why, you know, we find ourselves in this predicament that we're in, you know, inflation and all this kind of stuff. He, through his study and research, he chalks a lot of it up into, you know, just luxuries. You know, the middle class is, you know, demanding that we live, you know, beyond our means. It's kind of, you know, everybody wants to live beyond their means. Everybody wants the next, you know, big thing, the next big house, the next big car. Um, and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that necessarily, but it's the thinking that, at least my interpretation of it, it's the thinking that goes into that. Okay, there comes a point where we have to acknowledge that, you know, the why behind our goal, I guess. But anyways, getting off topic again. Yeah, ancestors and stuff. We you know, we live very luxurious lives today. I mean, do we ever? Very luxurious lives. Well, just this life I'm living right now. I mean, this life was mostly reserved for people who were quote unquote retired. You know, who had worked for 40, 50 years and, you know, had saved up enough money, and then they went and bought an RV, and then they went and went snowbirding. You know, that was, and you know, that was a pretty lofty goal back in the, you know, back in the day. Well, now, you know, people are doing it young in my age, you know, so it's definitely, I put it in the category of um, of luxury. But I don't know, or maybe not. Early 1900s, they had it rough. Oh yeah, yeah, the sicknesses and real pandemics, going on, and um, yeah, they did. They had it way rough. The depression, and that depression. I mean, that really ruined a lot of people after that. Like just, but it also made them stronger. It's that old saying. Tough times make, I don't know, tough men or whatever, and weak times make weak men. Um, I know for myself, my greatest role models are actually, it's my grandpa. Like that's somebody that I look up to in my life as far as like people that I would want to measure myself with. I mean, not that I'll ever be as great as he was, but he was lived through that era. He built his own home. Had a bunch of kids. Um, Went to war. World War II. I don't know. I mean, that was tough. They had it tough, but there is we're dealing. Our times today are, in my opinion, it's just we're dealing with a financialization of greed, assets, I just we're dealing with we have other issues today, um, other issues that we're dealing with. But there are ways to, I call it, navigate around, make different choices, I mean, all of us have the power of choice. And that's the most powerful thing that we have. Choices in our decisions that we make. And it's hard to make, it's not necessarily easy to make decisions, because you might make the wrong decision, you know, but got to take action. Your great grandpa got that flu and died digging a well on his land. Yeah. I take it he didn't have a doctor nearby. Yep. Yeah, it was tough. They didn't have certain medicines and but he probably was happy doing what he was doing. The uneducated economist, that is a good one. It really can be simple. You get better quality by paying more, at least usually, and don't go too much into debt. That's all I know. Yeah, I mean, as I get older, I'm kind of a big fanboy or whatever of skills. Like I think skills they're still like the thing. Like focusing on learning new skills, becoming a master. At your craft. I mean, that's I think those are still some of the best skills. And then, of course, as we go into the future, there's a large percentage of the population that doesn't want to do a lot of things. Well, that means opportunity. I think repairing things are going to become more important as we move into the future, because I think people are already waking up to the fact that they want quality things and they want to keep them and they want to just fix them. We're seeing that with cars. One of the things that's happened is the technological, and this isn't an idea that I've come up with. I'm kind of just being a messenger from other people that I hear talk about this stuff. But the technological pendulum has swung so far to the one way that I think what's happening is people are not, they're not wanting it anymore. They're not wanting the new thing, the new car, all this kind of stuff. The pendulum is starting to gradually, I feel, and from what I see, it's starting to swing back the other way, where people want simple. They want simplicity. They want, they don't want something that costs $10,000 to repair. They don't want to have to replace some electrical module on their car, that costs $10,000. They want simple. So I do see that trend shifting the other way, which is very, very interesting. I came up in the 80s and 90s, and we had a lot of great technical advancements during that time, with vehicles, fuel injection, direct injection, the diesel engines going into pickup trucks. These are all fabulous technological advancements in comparison to their predecessors, the gasoline engines. But the problem is that, there's too many problems, and people are realizing that the old technology in some respects is better, and you could go from automobiles to other different different sectors or whatever in the economy. Same thing. Those are some of the things that I see. You're asking me how old am I? I just turned 47. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, our grandparents. Yeah, yeah, for me, they will always be the real heroes, and and as we see, our society, slip into dysfunction and twisted, whatever, culturally, I think it makes us respect and appreciate our grandparents a lot more. At least that's my opinion. And we got to get real. I mean, our grandparents are the ones that built this country. They built the roads, they built the highways, they built the infrastructures, they put the plumbing, they built the houses, they put in the electricity, they welded the gussets, they built the skyscrapers. Okay, like, we got to get real. And we are just the recipients of all of that hard blood, sweat, and tears. And that's how I feel about it. That's how I see it. Um, so I just hope that the younger generations, they have someone that teaches them that, because they're probably not going to learn it in school. I don't know what they're teaching the kids in school today, but I'm not going to get into that one. They're teaching them how there's 68 different genders and whatever else the hell that they're doing. So you're saying that life is a dilemma because of the advancements of digital. Yeah, it's I've been having some troubles lately with my phone, my carrier on my phone, and I haven't been able to make phone calls. And all of this technology, it's great and amazing, like, when it works, but when it doesn't work, like, you are screwed. Like I said, I had a problem with this phone, and I'm still having problems, like, getting some customer service with the carrier that I'm at to try to resolve a couple of issues. And that's been like pulling teeth, which is a sign that I need to switch carriers. But it's an example of how, when you need the technology and it doesn't work, you are screwed. And you're probably, at least if you're like me, I'm cussing and I'm saying a lot of words that I shouldn't be saying because I'm really pissed, because, like I said, we get so comfortable with this technology when it's working, and it does a lot of cool things, but when it doesn't work, we have a real problem on our hands. And there's no, like, easy solution. I'm thinking about getting myself a backup phone in the event that this one crashes or I have a problem. I have another phone that I can use to call whoever, to do whatever, you know, because these phones, these things can crap out on you, you know. So you went back to school and very little taught was practical. It was so weird to think about it. Yeah. Oh, I know. I mean, I hear things of going on today, and I don't know. If I had kids, I don't think I would be putting them in public school. I would probably be doing my own schooling so that I can ensure that they get a proper education. Not something that, not some script that they're being programmed. All right, you got to go blow some ice. Okay. All right, kick some butt out there, Steve. We'll talk to you later. Have a good day. And I think I'm going to be wrapping up here pretty soon too, because I'm about ready. I've got a parking reservation at 4 o'clock this morning, and I've got to be in the maybe 3:30ish range right now, time wise. So I think I'm going to be hanging up the live stream. But man, it's been really cool talking with you all tonight, and I'm really actually blown away that there's this many people that are up at this hour of the morning. But hey, that's cool that we got some early birds here out. So I think we don't have anybody's got anything else. So yeah, I just think I'm going to wrap it up. So it's been cool. I am going to sign out. So thank you for watching, everybody. Not good night, it's good morning. Bye, everybody.